Well, hello, hello. Come on in. Grab a cup of tea or whatever beverage of your choice. And let's hang out and just chat for a little bit. I want to talk today with you about the nervous system. And why? Because if you understand the nervous system and how you, in particular, respond to stressors, then you'll understand how to get yourself out of those stress responses. All right, let's go into it. Hi, I'm Shayna. This is Shayna Keen Wellness, where we talk about mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual health. I'm glad you're here. It's cold and rainy, so today I'm hot, hot, hot. Yes. Let's talk about the nervous system. The nervous system is how your body responds to stressors and trauma, things like that. And there's actually 4 states. I think people just think there's 2. Like, you might have heard of fight or flight or rest and digest, but there's actually 2 other states. So listen in and let's talk about the 4 states and how your body in particular responds to stressors and how you can get out of that stress response. So under the umbrella of polyvagal theory is our autonomic nervous system. This is like our special ops team. And its primary mission is to keep you safe and alive. So at the base of your brainstem, you have a like a threat detector. And it's always like looking out into the environment and it's looking, like, is that safe? Is that dangerous? Is that a threat? And it's looking in the database of past information. And it's using this to decide if whatever's in front of us is safe, dangerous, or life-threatening. Every single millisecond. Can you imagine? So if something does not agree with this threat detector, then we go into our sympathetic nervous system. And our system's saying, hey, I think we might be able to do something here. We could fight, we could run away, and if we do these things, I think we might be safe. And then once we go into the sympathetic system, the second system comes online. And it talks to all the cells and all the organs and asks, hey, what energy can we give up that you can give up, that you can give us towards fighting or running away? So thinking shuts off, your immune system shuts off, digestion shuts down, you get tunnel vision, your senses are more acute, and then there's lots of tension in the body, right? Because you're getting ready to fight or run away. And also sleeping. You're not going to sleep when you're running away from a threat, so we don't need that. This sympathetic system is very protective. It's very loyal. It's never going to let you down. It's always working. It's a self-protective part of you. So let's look at this as like a little continuum, as a sympathetic continuum that ranges anywhere from I'm feeling unsettled to annoyed to agitated to concerned, frustrated, anxious or worried, angry, panic, terror, rage. So we have this continuum. Let's say it ranges from like 0 to 10 or 1 to 10, with 1 being unsettled and rage being 10. Okay, so this system's going to look out at the environment and it's going to say, okay, that threat is far enough away, and right now we're between a 1 and 5 on this continuum. Maybe right now we're just concerned. So it looks like we can do something about this, but things like meditating, gentle swaying, safe touch, like hands in the heart, that kind of thing, controlled breathing, or orienting yourself, like where you're looking around the room, like really noticing where you are. Those things will be helpful. But if you are somewhere in the continuum between a 5 and a 10, between like feeling really anxious and worried or like terror or rage, then those things are not going to be helpful at all. You're not going to be able to do those things. Because at that point, there's too much energy in the body. There's just way too much energy in the system to do those types of things, those calming types of things. So what your body really needs is to move. So you could do it through a variety of things. You could do shaking, dancing. A lot of people clean when they get upset, like angry cleaning. You could like make sounds, like really like primal sounds, like from your gut. You could do some brisk walking, running. You could like break things, like, I don't know, go get some sticks and break them, or like you could punch like a punching bag or a pillow, whatever it is that like will help you release a large amount of energy, like really get it out of your system, because your body just really needs to move and be mobilized. Remember, you're in this fight or flight state, so your body is like taking the energy from these other systems, and it's ready, it's primed, it's ready to fight or run away. So you've got to do something with that energy. Meditating is not going to do it. So the more intense the activation, the more you need to move, the more you need to do something with your body. Then we have our dorsal vagal complex. And this is an ancient and extreme form of protection, although it doesn't look extreme. So if we're not able to fight or flee whatever this threat is, in a millisecond, our threat detector says, this doesn't look so good. I don't think we can get away from this. And it's going to call upon the dorsal vagal complex to numb you, so you don't have to feel the perpetual pain of what you can't stop. So this is a really loving system, you know, like it doesn't want you to suffer and have to feel the pain. It kicks in when it thinks like this suffering might go on. And it kicks in when there's perceived extreme danger, and it might go on. So this is the opposite of the sympathetic state. And this might look like, I can't, shutting down, numb, leaving your body entirely and just being disassociated. Playing dead, having no energy, no motivation. You're just kind of like jello, apathetic. And your senses are going to become the opposite of what they were in the parasympathetic or in the sympathetic state. They're going to become like fuzzy vision. You're not going to be able to hear or taste as well. Sound will be muffled. You'll feel disconnected and kind of hopeless, depressed, in a funk. Things are never going to change. There's something wrong with me. I'm bad. All those things. So it's a very like the very opposite of energy in the system. It's like a depletion of energy in the system. So in order to come out of this state, you have to go through the sympathetic to get back to regulation. So, you know, it's like we started here at regulated, we got amped up into sympathetic, and then now we're down here in the dorsal. And so to get back to regulation, you have to go back the way you came. But when you're in this state, everything can feel overwhelming and it's easy to shut down again. So you have to go really slow. You have to introduce movement in, right? Because sympathetic is movement. So, but you have to do it in a slow, controlled manner. So small amounts of mobilization. So it could just be whatever it is to like get you back into your body. Maybe holding an ice cube or putting your hands in the water, under running water. Going outside and like touching the grass with your hands or feet. Just noticing the texture of it or the temperature. You can also, feel the sun on your face. Close your eyes and like tune in to what you hear. Do you hear ocean waves or birds singing or an airplane overhead or cars going by? Tuning in that way. And you can like bring in other small movements like rocking, swinging, being on a, like if you have access to a playground or a swing outside, or you could even sit like in a rocking chair Just that slight movement helps. And then we have our third state called freeze, and this is a blended state. So it's both sympathetic and dorsal, which are two opposite states, right? A lot of energy in the system, no energy in the system. So this is, the freeze is this part of you that's like saying, I have to. I can't, but I have to. You know, I have all these things to do and I can't do them all, but I need to, but I can't. So there's all this energy inside, but it's not being mobilized externally. So it's like the deer in the headlights, you know, like you want to flee, but you can't, you're frozen, you know. And then there's the fourth state called Fawn, and this is the lesser known one of the states. And Fawn is a behavior that can happen in any one of these protective states. So in the sympathetic, dorsal, or freeze state. So Fawn is a self-protective response of appeasing whomever or whatever is in front of us in order to maintain safety. So I'll do what they want or need me to do because my protective system has decided that's the best way for me to stay safe and alive. So here's some examples of Fawn in a sympathetic state. You're walking around on eggshells, or you have a lot of panic inside. In freeze in the dorsal state can look like someone who is berating you, and you take it and collapse and you stay small instead of fighting back or leaving. And in the freeze state, it could look like something bad happening, but you're unable to do anything. You can't say anything and you can't move. So those are the four protective states of your nervous system, your autonomic nervous system. And I'm going to go into a little more depth on the sympathetic and the dorsal states in upcoming videos, so look for those. We'll talk a little bit more about what it looks like and strategies to get yourself out of that, or to start noticing when you're going into that state so you can stop it and get back into regulation. But just know that even if you've been in one of these states for a prolonged period of time, that there is hope, because your nervous system is always working, and if it can go into a protective mode, it can also rest. It just might be a little bit of a process to get there. And really using somatic work or embodiment work, anything that gets you connected with your body, really helps with safety and trauma and re-regulation of the nervous system. And the nervous system works not only how we react to situations or people, but it also can affect our ability to receive, because if it's perceived as not being safe, like, oh, don't you know it's not safe to have that? Then unconsciously we'll prevent ourselves from having things that we think we want. So I hope you can see how learning more about your nervous system and the various states and how to get back to regulation can be really powerful in a lot of different areas of your life, because it can influence how you react in situations, around certain people, and even being able to overcome blocks in your life and receive those things that you're really desiring. All right, that's it for today. I hope this was helpful for you, and be well, everyone. All right, see you next time.